All right, cool. So we'll get started here at 7 o'clock. Just real quick, I did one of these last night with my first training group, and it went really well. Just keeping everybody to the time restraint. So you pretty much try to keep it 2 to 3 minutes with an update of where you're at on your location, and then we'll try to do like the back half, where guys can really ask you questions about whatever. And if nobody has questions, feel free to take up your time. What is going to happen, because I still have not bought Zoom yet, is we're going to get kicked off at the 40-minute mark. So at 40 minutes, it's going to just boot everybody off. It's going to be super awkward, just like cut off. I'm going to re-invite everybody to another Zoom call. You have to join that and we'll pop into that one. This is being recorded, so I'll post it in the Facebook group just like what I did yesterday. And then everybody can have a copy. It'll be on whatever YouTube channel I posted it on. I know nothing about YouTube too. So it'll be on whichever one I put in there. So real quick, the questions that I have for us are you in profit mode or growth mode for this year? And that could have already changed since training, just depending on your certain circumstances. How many trucks do you have? How many guys are you running? Revenue or profit goal for this year. Some reason it's making me like I have to click and allow people to join. So revenue or profit goal this year. If you're not comfortable sharing any of that, that's completely fine. Like, don't worry about it. Some of the guys yesterday didn't remember probably all the questions. And so no big deal if you leave one out. I can ask them. If you run out of things to say, I have some questions to kind of prompt some talking. So next thing after revenue profit goal is the hardest thing that you guys have had to deal with since you started in December. That question was not necessarily in the email, but because all of you have just joined Augusta within the last 4 months, I'm really interested to hear where your struggles are, because I had a bitch of a time trying to figure it out my first 4 months. Kind of, Josh, where you're at with invoicing. Like last April, Command was going to invoice everything for everybody. And they told us like a week before, hey, we're not invoicing anymore and we're not scheduling anymore. So it was just like my first day of trying to schedule. It was like I had to just figure it out. And so it's better in the long run that happened that way, because it helped Command keep a lot of good key people on. But it was definitely a rude awakening, because I didn't necessarily pay attention to all of the how to navigate the software and stuff. So I'm really interested in that first, your first 4 months, almost 5 months now. What has been your biggest struggle, whether it be with corporate or within your business or with Command, whatever that may be? Just give us like one thing you've really had a hard time with. And then the last thing is give a book or motivation, something for everybody else that they can gain. I think yesterday, the big one was like, what book are you listening to right now? So if you have one of those, great. If not, no big deal. The fifth question, also not in the email. I want to know, do you like Heinz ketchup or do you like Hunt's ketchup better? Or do you not like ketchup at all? I found out that I'm a big Heinz guy because my wife bought Hunt's and I threw it away and went and bought Heinz. So I'm interested to hear what you have to say, because we had a little debate with that. So anyway, we'll just go down the list here. I have everybody kind of in a list of where your location is at. Last night, I think I did who joined first, but we'll get right into it. So Braden, you're actually going to be first. I believe you guys can unmute yourself. So feel free if you have a question, just unmute yourself and ask it. I am going to cut you off at like 6 minutes though, because we got to get through these.
Yep.
Go for it. It's all you.
All right. So right now, starting this year, we're going to be in growth mode, but we quickly switch to profit mode, just because right now we're actually booked out now 5.5 weeks. So I have one truck, one guy full time with me. And now after talking to Chuck last night, I need to find a guy part time, because we do landscape work only Tuesday, Thursdays. So try to get that work done faster, and we're raising our hourly rate for labor work. Let's see. Profit goal, I'd like to have 100 grand in the bank, end of the year. Revenue about 250. Just stay really profitable this year. And then hardest thing so far, probably staying more organized, especially at the shop. Everything just gets thrown everywhere, which I've noticed. I don't feel like unloading everything at the end of the day. That's really been the hardest thing. But obviously command has been a lifesaver. They've done a lot, definitely able to have them do a lot of things, talk to customers. I noticed that not a lot of people like switching and talking to command, but I've had a lot of good feedback on how nice the people are there and how helpful they are, because people have realized how much faster it is just to go with them. And I don't respond to their text for 2-3 weeks, and command's right there and schedule them.
Is that just your customers that you moved in? Cause you had a business before, right?
Yeah, yep. So all those people before have been texting me, but I send everyone right to command, and everyone likes it. So some people don't, but they can go find someone else.
Amen to that. How many recurring customers do you think you have, budgeted hours or customers themselves?
Yep.
And what would you say your percentage of your projects are?
Yeah, so projects, I don't know, but we do projects 2 days a week. And right now we have about 63 recurring clients. We started the year with 40 coming in from last year. And what was the other question?
Just percentage between the two. So it sounds like 60% recurring-ish if you're
Yeah.
mowing Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Right. And my close ratio last month was a little low, it was about 45%. So Chuck wants it up about 10%.
With you switching to profit, is that still the same recommendation? Or is it are you looking to just like stagnate there and keep it at 55 so you can continue that profit going up, but still maybe grow a little bit?
Correct. Yeah, exactly what you said. Grow a little bit just to fill the schedule. I mean, the schedule is filled, but obviously it's spring rush, everyone's busy. So I would hope to keep the schedule like this throughout the summer, because last year we had a drought and it was not good.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. Does anybody else have questions for Braden? He's also Rhode Island.
How was
for
your,
anybody
how
watching.
did everything go with getting all of your information over? Because I know that was a huge issue you had, like a huge issue. So
Oh yeah, so it was a pain. Here's my list and my doodling for the people I had to put in manually. It was a pain. I hated doing it, but I got pretty quick at it once you do 40-50 people. So yep. It wasn't bad.
Couldn't figure out how to unmute myself for a second. How much did command help with that transition, or did they do anything for you?
Eli texted me, said it'd be very expensive if they do that. And I had time because the first few weeks of March, I was thinking, we talked about how the season started a lot later than we thought, at least for our markets, at least mine. I know that. We were thinking to start March 1st, but we really didn't start ramping up till last month of March. So I had plenty of time to actually do it.
What is your season, like your mowing season? When does that end?
Probably mid-November, late October.
Do you
Yep.
remember like your last full month of last fall? Like what did you do in revenue? And then what's your revenue like maybe April or even March?
Last cleanups, we killed cleanups. I think I did about 35-40 grand in October.
One guy and you?
Yeah, yep.
Boom. That's
Yeah.
awesome, dude.
Most of the time it was just me because I was doing it after school.
Yep. Heck yeah. And then this year, like this spring, what are you roughly going to be doing in April?
I think we'll do around 25, a little less than I thought we would, but definitely filling out the schedule more. So
Yeah,
last
60% recurring too. That'll keep you down a little bit.
right.
But your material costs, you're losing all that extra money that's the revenue that looks great, but you're losing that out the door anyway. So
Yeah, totally. And then I've been subbing a few projects out to another guy, excavation company, that people I had to do last year, but it's a lot easier just to sub it out. So I've been getting a little money from there, but
was
I don't-
that big hi-ho I saw in your Snapchat video? Is that guy?
Yeah, so we did a shed demolition. We ripped out a few bushes, just did a 60-yard loom install. So I give it all to him. He's very easy to work for. I give him a check and the work's done. So
Heck yeah, dude.
Yep.
That's awesome. Cool. I am cutting you off. You are done, sir. I appreciate it.
Good.
That was good. The next up is gonna be Josh.
There you go.
Cool.
You guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what's the first question?
Yeah, the first question is, are you in profit mode or growth mode?
I am absolutely in growth mode. It's just me.
Gotcha. Cool. Very good. And how's that going so far?
It's going really well. I've just been talking to a bunch of people. I go to the gym and I've got like projects
Getting
from
behind you.
probably 20 of the people. Like it's pretty awesome.
You got a whole gym behind you. Where you need to go
I
to?
do, but this gym doesn't, I don't talk to this gym and I don't,
Yep.
I don't.
You can, you just might sound crazy. Your wife might call
No, that was during COVID. I got all that stuff and it was really fun for about 6 months. And I was like, well, nobody's making me do this. So
cool, man. The next question is, how many trucks, how many guys?
one truck, one guy. Easy
Cool.
peasy.
And that one guy is the guy talking right now.
That's right.
Very good. Cool. And the next one is revenue or profit goal for this year.
I'd like to get about $120,000 this year just by myself. It's more about just staying afloat as I learn all the systems for me. So
Cool.
It's going to be I guess my biggest thing that I want to do is just pay the growth model for the franchise. If I can pay that, then I have about $30,000 to go into marketing next year. That would be perfect because we don't take a lot out of the business right now. I think I've taken like $300 to pay like some bill or something here, but that's it. So
cool. And I'm sure like with you just starting out this spring, you probably don't have a whole lot to look forward to as far as like money that's sitting in the bank.
no, it's real thin right now.
Yeah. Yeah. That feels like every spring my wife always gives me crap because I'm always like, we're selling the business. Like the second or third week in April, we're getting out of it. I have no money. And then I'm like, oh, but we're going to invoice like 50 grand this month. Like, let's just give it
Right.
another month, you know?
Yeah, like the invoice it's kind of crazy. I was talking to Ken up in Michigan, and he was saying that he has a few people that just pay for the year as soon as they come in, and he's like, yeah, like if you can get anybody to do that, and I've got 3 people that are going to do that this year or this
Okay.
month, so they're going to pay for everything. So that's going to really float me to put a little bit more into marketing, and I'm not going by the seat of my pants,
Gotcha. How'd you come up with the total amount for what you would charge them for the whole year?
It's just going through, well, the mowing just started this month. So this month, and then it goes until November.
Gotcha. Cool. So just like a weekly service then, did you give them any
Right.
discount for paying up front?
5% discount overall. And honestly, that's just going to be saved from if they're not doing ACH, it's going to be saved just from the
Yep.
amount the credit card's going to take. So
Absolutely. Cool. Let's see here. Where was I at? Revenue profit goal. We did that. The hardest, the biggest struggle you've had with command or with you didn't have a business coming into it, right?
Nope.
So just your biggest struggle since starting out since December. What's been the hardest thing?
Oh, well, I feel like I wasted probably a month and a half because I was like, well, I mean, I can't do anything because I'm not open yet. And then I didn't realize I didn't take advantage of all the time that I had. So that was a big failure on my behalf. But whenever it came to like the hardest thing that I'm doing now, it's just one, not getting super tired because I like to push myself. Because I did like a 10-yard mulch install. It was my first mulch install, super big. And then, well, for me at least. And I was dead for 2 days after that. Like I didn't want to do anything. So,
Gotcha.
but just trying to pace myself throughout the day. I'm like, I just obviously tons of water. I've lost like 25 pounds since we
I was
started.
gonna say you're looking trim, dude. You're
Yeah.
looking trim.
So yeah, it's going really well. I don't know, a lot of project work I think I've done. Let's see. Well, I'll look it up. I've done this month I've done 7 projects, and then my recurring jobs, I've got 10 recurring clients. So
Cool.
it's working pretty well. I filled up one day, and I'm working on the second day of my mowing for my clients, and then the rest of the time I'm just doing projects or just a ton of door hangers.
Sweet, dude. Motivation or a book?
Atomic Habits by James Clear. I finished that about 3 weeks ago, and dude, like, it doesn't look like it, but I've changed everything in here. So it's like whenever I come in here, it's just work. Like, it's not. I don't want to sit here and, like, for me, play a video game or like watch YouTube or something. So for me, it's just been actually just come in here. I start with my my list for the day, and then just continue on. Actually been watching a lot of the training videos because I don't know a lot of the stuff, so why not, right?
Cool. Heinz or Hunt's?
Barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce.
Sweet
Got
baby
it.
rays.
And real quick. All right, I'm gonna cut you off there. I appreciate it. That was great. Braden, unmute yourself. Heinz or Hunt's?
Heinz.
Give me a book or motivation.
How to win friends and influence people. That's
Good
where I've
one.
been starting.
Cool. Very good. Travis, you are the next up, sir. Says you're
I
unmuted.
think I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
There you go. Yep. It's a little
Yeah,
laggy, but it
there
should
we go.
come through all right.
Yeah, my internet's probably not that great where I am. But yeah, right now I would say I'm still in growth mode. Although I've got a pretty full schedule, at least probably 6 weeks or so out. So I'll probably start upping the prices a little bit when it comes to some of the project stuff that people are wanting. As well as probably I need to up the prices on some of the mowing customers that I have. Let's see, some of the goals for this year. Main goal would just be to have right now I have 1 truck and 2 guys, which their attendance they turn out to be just 1 guy. But like I have, another truck, 2 guys in that truck that can, do their own thing, at least, 3 days a week and not have to have me standing over them. So I'm guessing that'll probably be around 200K in revenue. We'll just have to see if I can find the right people, that, we could probably go past that. Let's see, some of the struggles most recently would be employees, probably like most people that have employees, just them not showing up on time and stuff like that. And then kind of just since joining Augusta, because I started my business in 2018, went full time with it then, and then obviously joined in December. But just getting used to the new system and everything with Augusta, versus, trying to teach myself what I've been doing the same way over and over again for 3 or 4 years, doing it, the Augusta way, and, trying to learn service autopilot and all that. So I've gotten a lot better with it, but it's still always something to learn. Yeah. So yeah, that's been, one of the main struggles is essay. Let's see.
What was that? I'm sorry, kind of cut out.
Oh, so what were the other questions?
Yeah, the next one was book or motivation, and I think you went through everything else. Minus the catch-up question.
Yeah. I have a lot of books. I just don't really take the time to read them. I mainly listen to podcasts most of the time. Probably the one that helps me the most recently is Real AF with Andy Frisella. Just really being able to listen to somebody like that that's created something. And you know, he tells it like it is. So, you know, it's good to know, you know, that we as business owners go through a lot of crap on a daily basis. Because for a long time I thought I was, you know, one of the only ones that dealt with that stuff. And you listen to like him, or even get, you know, in our Facebook group. You know, I really like to go on the Facebook group and see, because it's like, you know, we're all going through the same thing. It's like, I think somebody the other day had posted about how, and they had fired somebody and they came back and shot a hole in their truck or something. And so I was like, well, at least I'm not having that kind of day. So that's always helpful to look in a Facebook group.
Yeah, I think that's that's mostly the reason why I wanted to do these videos, was because I know every one of us is struggling with stuff. Like our cash in both Bloomington and in Champaign is super low right now. And so like just knowing like, okay, guys that are doing the exact same thing as me, wearing the exact same shirt, are all going through the same employee issues, the same cash flow issues. Our marketing is working too good, or it ain't working good enough. Like everybody's all going through the same stuff. So does anybody have questions for Travis? Questions, comments, concerns, something to add?
Yeah, where have you been spending your marketing dollars, if you have been?
So I haven't been spending any at all, just because I have about, I think it's around 250 customers in Service Autopilot that I, you know, joined, you know, when I joined Augusta. Then most of that, well, I lied. I still have a Home Advisor account, or Angie account, whichever you want to look at it. But I don't hardly use any of those leads. I just have them, those are just specifically for sod installs, the higher ticket items, because their leads cost so much.
Cool. Very good. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. We're going to move on to the next guys, which is going to be Matt and Andrew. Go ahead and take it away, boys.
There we go. Hey guys. Yeah, nice to see you all again.
Good to see you.
Okay. I'll let Andrew do most of the talking. Normally I try to talk over him, but he's actually kind of running the Augusta thing. I don't know if you all know, but we got our old company, we transitioned our brand. We still have it running like independently, and it's basically doing like no lawn mowing. It's doing just some of our commercial clients and some gardening. So anyway, I'll let Andrew kind of take it away.
Cool.
Yeah, so for the Augusta location, we're in growth mode. So we're running 3 trucks at the moment. We're actually looking to get another one probably next week, and so we have 5 employees. We're in kind of an interesting spot because the company that Matt's running, our old one, Bayside, is actually in profit mode. So we're actually using some of the profits from Bayside to kind of fund the growth on the Augusta side. But at the same time, there's not much money in the account, so it's been you know, springtime. It's a little bit of a struggle, but we're hoping to bill a lot, you know, at the end of April here, and that just sort of fund this truck, and then hopefully we'll be good for the rest of the year. But it's definitely tight right now.
Yeah, I would say honestly, like cash is so tight. It happens every year, but this is probably the one of the best spots we've been. You know, in the winter, we really tried our hardest to like break even. Last winter, we were like negative 50,000 at the start of March with all of the money that we spent. This year, we were about break even. So that was like a huge success at the start of the year. We're still like having this major cash crunch though. You know, right now it's just so hard.
Yeah, like we had to start the new business. Obviously, we had to wrap trucks and do all that kind of stuff. So there's still a lot of upfront costs and starting Augusta. So yeah, we're still having the same cash crunch, but I think we're in a better spot than years past. So kind of profit and revenue goals for us. We're hoping to hit 600,000 in Augusta this year. And then Bayside's about the same size company, so it's going to do about 600,000 as well. and hoping to do 20% profit on that. We'll kind of see how that shakes out, but so far it's you know, we've been at 20%, so that's good.
Hardest thing.
Hardest thing, like the whole transition was actually a little harder than I was anticipating. There's a lot of little things that I didn't think about. A lot of older people like have known us for years now, and they, you know, they like talking to the owners and want things to continue the same way. So as soon as we switch people over to the office, they're kind of, you know, I don't like this. You know, I've been mowed on the same day of the week for the last 5 years. Why are you changing my day? So there's a lot of stuff like that you know, I could have seen coming, I guess, but we did lose quite a few customers in the transition, which is a little tough. But now that things are rolling and you know, it's finally sunny here, we're starting to get a lot more customers again, and the schedule's booked out about 3 weeks now, and I still have, I don't know, probably 10 more jobs I got to schedule at the moment. So we'll be booked out, yeah, 4 weeks probably.
And then, yeah, the other hardest thing was just service autopilot. Learning service autopilot was pretty tough. Andrew's been kind of managing that more than I have. I've been able to stick with Jobber with my other company, so Andrew's been kind of going through those pains, but it's been a struggle a little bit.
So many little things in service autopilot. It's like, why is this here? Like, why isn't it just easy to see? Like, I don't. Anyway, whatever.
Maddening.
Can't wait for Copilot.
It's maddening.
Yeah.
Like, anyway.
You said something there that I wanted to go back to and ask you a quick question on. You said you lost some customers in the transition. Do you
Yeah.
have an idea of how many or what the percentage was?
Yeah, it was about 10%. So we were coming in with about, I don't know, 220 customers. So I think we lost maybe a little more than 10%. I think we lost about 25, 26 customers. And it was mainly due to redoing the routing. So we made our routes way more efficient, which was great, but pulling people from that were on like Thursday, Fridays, moving them to Mondays, we lost some people because of that. And then just the whole like office transition side, people didn't want to talk to, like, you know, a call center sort of thing. And so
A lot of change all at one time.
yeah, it definitely was. But I also found too that basically all the customers we lost were like the pain in the ass customers that we didn't want anyway. And even though it's for the couple weeks when it was happening, I was like, you know, it's gonna work itself out, and it definitely has. And things are kind of rolling now. So
Yeah, we had a similar experience when we transitioned Bloomington in. I think we probably lost a bigger percentage, probably 25 to 30% over the course of 3 or 4 months of transitioning. But they're all the people that only would talk to me, and they're
exactly.
you know, just they want to sit there and talk to the crew for 20 minutes. It's like, that ain't gonna work. Like,
yeah, we lost like that pretty much describes all the people we lost. You know, some of the people were the ones that would come out and stop our crew and say, hey, skip this week. And it's like, we didn't have a proper policy to charge them or anything. We kept saying we would, but we never did. So like, these clients would just waste so much of our time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Kick them to the curb, baby.
Yeah. Amen.
Cool. Does anybody have questions here? We got 1 more minute, and then I just got the notification that we are running out of time.
My question is, why didn't you switch all the commercial work over as well to Augusta instead of keeping?
So it was kind of a tough decision, but the main reason is we really wanted to kind of like use Augusta as like a growth vehicle, something that we could scale and do the kind of, you know, copy and paste thing that the guys keep talking about, and make it extremely simple service wise. So that was our main goal. We thought, you know, our decision was more like, we're either gonna transition just the lawns and like cut out, like basically shut down Bayside and not do any of the commercial guys, or we keep Bayside going and have Bayside run the commercial. We never really thought that they fit into the Augusta model that we wanted to do. So yeah, that's the main reason.
Cool. Nice.
Cool. And I think Pascal's got a question for you. I'm not sure if he's gonna unmute or not. He might type it in here and I'll ask it for him. Heinz or Hunts?
I like Heinz myself.
I was gonna say French's. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of that, but it's
I don't mess with them. They need to stick to mustard.
We're in a different world up here.
Do you guys have a book you're listening to or going through right now?
Yeah, I've listened to a few this year, and one I just finished was Kick Up Some Dust, the Home Depot co-founder story, Bernie Marcus. And I thought that was pretty great. I mean, he talks so much about giving back and treating his associates, his employees, his team so well that then they'll treat the customers well, and it kind of solves all your problems. So I don't know, this just kind of aligns with our method and our vision of just like really creating great jobs and creating an awesome culture that, you know, people love to come and work for us. So yeah, that's the one I'm listening to now, or just finished now. What about you, Andrew?
But yeah, I have one question for you guys.
Yep. Go for it.
So, are you using like marketing right now, like marketing materials, like what the company, or is it just Google, or what are you doing for marketing?
Yeah, it's pretty well just Google. We actually have a little ad in the local paper too, but yeah, we did 2 different what do you call it, marketing campaigns on Google, and it seems to be working pretty well. I think our ad spend's about I don't know, about $1,000 a month right now. So again, the funds are pretty tight, so we may up it as we go here, but I don't know, our schedule's kind of booked out right now, so we'll kind of see how it goes.
We also got a bunch of door hangers. We've been waiting for warm weather to hand them out. And like Andrew said, this week is like the first week of warm weather. So we're going out with a few guys on Saturday and handing out a bunch of door hangers as well.
Okay.
Very good. Alrighty. We got 4 minutes before we're gonna get kicked. That's gonna mess somebody up halfway through. So I'm gonna kick everybody. I'll send out an invite real quick. Just join that one. We'll wait till everybody gets back in here and we'll get it started back up again.
Sounds good.